been an opening batsman for Australia. A splendid effort by the Australians today, having won the toss and batted 284 for 6. The England bowlers, they fought back magnificently towards the end. They didn't have all that much luck early on, but this is the sort of pitch where the ball is always going to go past the outside edge. Cowan's 1 for 78 and Allett 1 for 48, both of them no wickets. Gooch 2 for 57, bowled more than he'd have thought at the start of this match. And John Embry, I thought, much underused there. 6 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 23. The run rate for the Australians today, 54.4 runs per 100. Opted for having 1 over with the second new ball. That was bowled by Ian Botham. Today, Paul Allett bowled a maiden to Craig McDermott. And here's the third ball of the second over being bowled by Ian Botham. And taking strike is Greg Ritchie.
It's a super shot. Over-pitched, foot right to the pitch of the ball and fairly cracked it through the covers.
Yes, it's a very fine shot indeed here. Probably didn't get the foot right across, but the bat went in a good arc. He kept the bat on line. It really flew through the covers.
Allett now to McDermott. That's 4 down the hill. No chance at all of stopping that. Struck that very firmly too, and it's a misfield there. Alan Lamb has a look round at the offending piece of turf in front of him. Successive boundaries there to McDermott. 2 blows and he's got his top score in Test match cricket. Foster, the disappointed young man who's omitted from this side. So almost onto the 300 Australia. Still got 4 wickets in hand. Well, that's 4 more. Moment left the bat. Over pitched again.
Well, this was uppish and wide of David Gower at mid-off, but it was certainly going very quick, and it would have had to gone more or less straight at him for him to have a chance.
Boundary takes Australia past the 300 mark. And the umbrellas go. Proper rain here now as Allett comes into Ritchie. Quite considerable movement in the crowd now. Umpires starting to confer. Will rain becoming steadier. The batsmen already are on the way, and the players follow. So rain interrupts play here for the first time in this match, with Australia standing at 307 for 6, 36 of those to Ritchie and 8 to McDermott.
That was a good performance from Greg Ritchie this morning, finishing up 36 not out. And Craig McDermott, a young player who impressed with the under-19s 2 years ago with Australia, played some good strokes out there for his 8 not out. Very sad for the crowd that 2 hours play lost this morning. Here's the first over after the break. Allett is bowling to Ritchie. Good shot. He's a very powerful hooker and puller, Greg Ritchie. Very good young cricketer. Interesting career. Certainly one of the finest young players in Australia. There's a tendency to run to a little excess weight, but has trained extremely hard for this tour.
Allett now to McDermott.
Good shot. He plays straight enough, Craig McDermott, to be able to play that stroke when the ball is pitched up. He's a very strong and effective young batsman. I think there's some significance too in the fact that Greg Ritchie's made not the slightest attempt to farm the strike out there. One of the reasons for that would be that these two fellows play in the same stateside in Australia. Ritchie knows that McDermott is capable. He has no worries. He's just getting on with his own game and leaving McDermott to play his. In that fashion, Ritchie will drive both of them away down the ground. It was a glorious stroke. He's played some lovely drives, Greg Ritchie. Botham has picked up his first wicket. Greg Ritchie trying to pull a long hop away on the onside. Looked as though it was bottom edge, might have gone on to the foot then, or perhaps straight from bottom edge onto the stumps. 7 for 326. An extra catcher in the slips now. Embury comes in. It's 3 slips, no gully. O'Donnell to face his first ball in Test cricket. And that's out. First time, and Botham's on a hat-trick. He knocked over Simon O'Donnell in the limited overs game at Old Trafford. He's picked him up first ball here. 8 for 326 Australia, and McDermott is still on 17.
We can't keep Ian Botham out of the game. He's done a lot of bowling this innings. Again, O'Donnell not getting very far forward. In fact, his back foot, his outside leg stump, and his front foot only just about on the popping crease. And I should think that was a fairly easy decision for umpire Ken Palmer to give.
326 for 8. On 2 balls, Botham has picked up Greg Ritchie and Simon O'Donnell. Whisker away.
Ian Botham, one of the few things he hasn't achieved in this game is a hat-trick in a Test match, and he won't get a lot closer than that.
Paul Allett from the football ground end. Dermot facing. Willie is down on the boundary. Single to McDermott, who's got on to 18. Beautifully bowled. Very good leg cutter. Most of the time he's been going past the outside edge. But there, Geoffrey Lawson managed to get close enough to it. 327 for 9. Allett claims another wicket. Jeff Thompson is the new player. Safely way over extra cover. Forward to Thompson to get him off the mark. 331 for 9. That kept low. Quite a number of others have been lifting reasonably sharply. That one kept low, and Botham has picked up his third wicket and has hustled the Australians out now for 331. He certainly did hustle them out. 3 for none in 4 balls, and finishing up with very good bowling figures in the end. Ian Botham having started that over with no wicket for 80. 1 wicket to Cowans, 2 to Allett, 3 to Botham, 2 to Gooch and 2 to Embury, neither of whom bowled today. An excellent effort from England then to come back against the Australians, and the Australians will be well satisfied with that 331. England started their innings with Graham Gooch and Tim Robinson, a new opening pair, and both of them very, very good players. Robinson, the promising one, Gooch, the established one, who now faces Lawson in the first over. No runs on the board.
That's a beautiful way to get off the mark. Over pitch ball, driven in typical Gooch style, through mid-off for 4 runs. So Lawson again. It's off the thickish edge, I would say. Quite where he intended, but brings Graham Gooch another single. So 3 slips and a gully in position. Robinson yet to score. Just got the bat down in time there, and that will be a relief for Tim Robinson as he gets off the mark with 2 runs.
Jeff Lawson, in fact, caught Robinson here with the bat not quite straight, and he just got a thick inside edge there, just that split second, and he just managed to get down in time, otherwise he would have been gone there.
Feels there might have been a little shout from somewhere. And that's edge wide, it's 4 runs. Well, he couldn't have picked this spot better, bisecting the 3rd slip and gully there. It certainly went through at catchable height. No 3rd man, so 4 runs to Robinson.
You couldn't say it was a chance because it didn't go to hand, but certainly catchable height, and he had to get right smack there in between the fielders, and if 5 men there, and it really bisected them, so he was very lucky indeed there. Good delivery, a little bit of lift, and just leaving the bat a little bit.
14 on the board after 3 overs. And a big shout going up there, and finally given, and the Australians are delighted. Barry Mayer had a good long look at that before finally condemning Graham Gooch back to the pavilion. So the first wicket goes down, a great blow that for Australia, seeing the back of Gooch so early on. He goes for 5 with a score on just 14.
Yes, in fact, McDermott turned Gooch around here. He got very square on, and really he couldn't grumble at that. That looked a fairly good LBW to me.
4 slips in now for David Gower, plus the gully. No 3rd man. And another big shout going up. And, desperate moments here for England. And well worth another look.
Yeah, and the umpire giving everybody a bit of excitement there as he put his discs or whatever, and it may just have pitched outside the leg stump, but I certainly think the ball would have hit the wicket.
Well, there's another beautiful shot of a no ball this time. Robinson just beginning to pick up the pace of the wicket a bit. So he's gone quite quickly into double figures. He's on 15 now out of 22 on the board. And Robinson might just find McDermott a little quicker on Lawson. Just be able to adjust to it. And that was a beauty.
Well, McDermott certainly made the ball hold up from the leg side, as they say in the trade, and another one here going away from the right-hander off the seam and bouncing. That was really a fine delivery. Just about the unplayable ball, I would think, was that. And he's managed to make the ball seam away every over he's bowled so far.
Yes, he's got to be a good player to get a touch to that. That's more to his liking. To flick it away off the legs. And chase round. Tomo wins the chase this time, but no problem in going back to 3. See a breakdown there of David Gower's Test career. 24 50s, 900s. Long time since he made that double 100, 6 years ago. That's a good shot. Over pitch, turned nicely into position. Looked like a no ball as well. Doesn't look very good, that cloud in the distance. Lawson now to bowl to Gower. That's another good shot. Flipped away, and it's gone like lightning down to long leg for 4 runs. McDermott didn't have far to go there, only a matter of about 10 yards to his left, and there's no way he could cut it off.
And in fact, Alan Border putting a bit of pressure on the Australian bowlers there, because they're both bowling to 7-2 fields, although he's just moving one across now to leg slip, but he was bowling 7-2, and so was McDermott. It leaves them no margin for error on line. They've got a very tight line if they're going to bowl to 7-2, but he has now moved a leg slip over.
Some brave people there. I can't believe it's that warm here. Robinson's on 22. And has he done? No, he's dropped it. Difficult chance away there. Two hands to his face there. It was certainly a definite chance.
Yes, another good delivery here. It again seamed out, caught the outside edge, went into the third slip gully area there, just carried. Certainly a chance, and a pretty impressive opening spell from McDermott. He's not got a lot of experience, but the lad's bowled a very good line, and he's made the ball seam out consistently.
Or more. No third man. There'll be plenty more of those before this match is over. Ones that fly at catchable height, or even a little bit higher, just out of the reach of the fielders. Craig McDermott. Guys, I should say, guys on their own. Well, Ben Phillips couldn't do a great deal about that. England have gone at it at limited over standards. They've scored 50 from only 58 balls. And he's got him. What a time for young Craig McDermott. Playing in his first test match in England. He's bowled really well out there. His second wicket, the first one was Gooch, the second one Gower. And if that, well, we can't say that was unplayable because he managed to get his bat to it, but my word, it was a good delivery. That's a lovely stroke for 4. Beautiful shot off his pads. Four more. No one will get that, and Robinson goes to 30 now with a series of beautiful strokes. And again. Beautiful strokes, and he's giving Jeff Lawson a caning out there. Lawson's too short. Robinson is very strong with those back foot strokes. Jeff Thompson to bowl his first ball in this opening test match. The Ashes contest. No man at mid-on. The square leg has a long chase. Here's a 3 to Robinson. Another no ball, and that's been his problem so far in this tour, and for a large part of his career he's bowled a lot of no balls.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of bounce in this Headingley pitch when the ball's really banged in short. The fuller the bowler has bowled the ball, the more bounce there's been.
That is a brilliant start for Tim Robinson and also for Craig McDermott, the young Australian who bowled extremely well there to pick up the wickets of Gooch and Gower. Lawson went for plenty off only 6 overs, no maiden, none for 45. What a contrast there, the most experienced bowler and the main strike bowler, with McDermott 7 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 15. McDermott is the man coming in now to bowl to Tim Robinson. After the break, with 10 runs added, it's 91 for 2.
Beautiful stroke. Stroke of top quality there from Tim Robinson. Swayed onto the back foot, placed it to perfection, and it's 4 more.
Yeah, he's certainly a very, very fine player off the back foot. You see it here again, he gets there on the back foot and really cracks that away, and even though the England scoring rate's pretty quick at the moment, it could easily have been 10 or 12 runs more but for this slow outfield. But there's not many people who hit it much harder than Robinson off the back foot, and he's not all that big a player, but he certainly times it very well indeed.
Jeff Thompson, ball again. It's a nice stroke. Just right of cover. And again, getting a little unfortunate. That certainly would have been 4 runs comfortably yesterday. But they've scampered well and taken 3. That's through again. The chase for Wood, and those 2 runs take England on to the 3-figure mark. And my word, that 100's come up in a very rapid time for the loss of 2 wickets. It's come off only 118 balls. And looking back, it took Australia 195 to 195 balls, that is, to make 100. Well, that's surely a glorious stroke. It's off a no ball, but clipped away quite magnificently square on the leg side. What a very good 50 that has been. 52 out of 105. It's only taken 87 minutes and included 9 calls.
Yes, he certainly won't play many better shots than that. Full length on his leg stump, and he leaned right over it, timed it perfectly.
Dermott to keep going here from this ball end. Another no ball. And just push through mid-off. Ball already starting to gather pace down there. O'Donnell this time might have a bit of luck. But now just rolled on against the rope. No power at all in that shot. He merely leant on that ball.
Well, this was only a push, and O'Donnell looked to be catching it easy in the last 15 or 20 yards, but down that hill it just runs away from you, and no chance.
But short, it's a fine shot. That races away on the practice wickets for 4 more. Like Gatting always looking to play that hook shot. He's going to be scoring nearly at 5.5 and over. There's a no ball. I don't know whether it'll go down in the books as a classic hook shot. If it went off the middle of the bat, I rather think he took his eyes off it a little bit. 4 good runs.
Simon O'Donnell, the medium pacer from the football ground end. Nasty blow for Tim Robinson there. O'Donnell's pace is much less than Lawson and McDermott and Thompson. but he might be just the sort of bowler for this type of pitch.
It's a nasty crack Tim Robinson's taken, and he's now investigating the damage. In fact, it looks as though he might need some attention.
Well, it would be a tragedy if Robinson is hurt. He has batted quite beautifully here today. There's nothing wrong with that stroke either. It was perfectly straight, but you don't really expect the ball to leap from just on a good length up to chest height.
He seems to be all right. He's been in a lot of pain for a few minutes. I hope there's no severe damage.
The blow on the hand was painful. Just think how awkward that must be. Round with the fielder. Now it's O'Donnell. And that too by Gatting was the last scoring stroke of the day. Jeff Thompson, the bowler, and only moments later the umpires took the players off the field for bad light and light rain. Not without a few words being said by Alan Border, who'd seen his bowlers carted around to that extent. Jeff Lawson didn't bowl again after having 45 taken off him from 6 overs before tea. McDermott, the success story, and Simon O'Donnell, just before the close, hit Tim Robinson on the finger, a very, very nasty blow from one that got up from just short of a length. The run rate, an astonishing 90 runs per 100 balls from England. They really smashed the Australians around the park there this afternoon. They've lost 2 wickets in so doing, and once again, rain apart, it was a very, very entertaining day. We lost 4 hours in all, and it was very sad for the crowd. This match. We pick up play.